Hey, it's Lee for On Your Marks Wrestling, and I'm here with a Ring of Honor review. I did not know I had Ring of Honor on my TV. Full disclosure, I don't know if this is brand new. I know it's close to new because they're talking about Supercard of Honor, and that's coming up next week or this week. So I'm thinking this is the newest episode possible of Ring of Honor. It plays here on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. So I don't know if that's when it normally plays on American channels or whatnot, but that's when I'm going to review it. So I don't know many of the characters in Ring of Honor. Just getting started with it. I've heard some names, and I watched New Japan, and there's some overlap from that, so that's fine. But I'll warn you ahead of time, I'll be looking at my notes a lot because I don't remember all the names. So apparently there's a Champions Challenge. It starts with the Briscoes, who are tag team champions. Now, I've heard of the Briscoes, but I'd never seen the Briscoes before, and I do not know the individuals' names. I will learn them, I promise. They're facing Kenny King, who is the TV champ, and Dalton Castle. Kenny King I'm very familiar with because I watched The Bachelor. That's right, you can judge me as much as you want, but I like The Bachelor. And Dalton Castle, I wrote right away, I love this guy's gimmick. So he's got the boys who come out. He's basically kind of doing the... I don't even know how you'd describe this, but he's super flamboyant, and he's got these guys with the fans fanning him. He's got kind of the cool outfit. I like all of it. I really do. So I have... what did I write? Briscoes dominate Castle. I thought that I wrote decimate. I was like, did I really write that while writing notes? They dominate Castle. Castle is kind of beaten up for the first 5 to 10 minutes of the match. King comes in for a quick little bit of fire, but then he gets slowed down. He basically gets hit by a superplex / top rope elbow, which looked really good. Castle breaks that pin. Then Silas Young comes out and he distracts Kenny King. The Briscoes take advantage. One of them, and again, I don't know which one it is, hits I don't know what the name of the move is, but it's basically a double underhook into pile driver move, and it looked cool. And he pins King for the win. Silas Young stands over King. And then, excuse me, Marty Scurll, who had been on commentary, pops into the ring and kind of fakes that he's going to hit Castle with his own championship title, but instead he just hands it over to him. So yeah, Castle is the world champion and Kenny King is the TV champion. I should have mentioned that Marty Scurll started the show on commentary, as there was also Colt Cabana and Ian, is it Rakabani? I think it's Rakabani. I've never heard these guys. Well, I've heard of them, but never heard them on commentary. I thought Colt Cabana throughout the show was actually really good. I would like to hear him a lot more. Rakabani was fine. Scurll was good too in his little bit that he was on there, so that was cool. Then there's a promo in the back, and I really needed to look up these names. I actually went online and found them. So the Kingdom. So you got Matt Taver, TK O'Ryan, and Vinny Marseglia, who I think goes by Boogeyman or something. Not Boogeyman, something like that. They cut a promo on Bully Ray, who last week they showed him basically banning them from Supercard of Honor, and they say they never lost. They're not getting a shot at their title that they never really lost, or something along those lines. I don't know the story. The promo was okay though. Good fire, I guess. I apologize. I don't know this stuff more. I swear this will get better. Then we have Cheeseburger versus Kikutaro, I think is what it is, which is basically kind of a chubby guy with a Japanese guy's face mask on. It was strange. You have the Dogs on commentary. Again, still learning names. This was kind of a dumb comedy match. I know Cheeseburger is a bit of a comedy act because he's so skinny, but the other guy is just a joker. At one point, I guess the notable jokes were that at one point the guy runs into 2 kicks from Cheeseburger in the corner, which is always a dumb spot, so I didn't mind that they made fun of that. So then he's like, you know what, I'm going to try something different. He puts the ref in the corner and throws the ref at Cheeseburger, who sidesteps him. I guess that was okay. The other thing is he then gets Cheeseburger into a headlock and then starts talking to the audience on a mic, which is also kind of strange. At that point, the dogs attack both of them, and I was kind of thankful for that attack. I was over that match. I don't mind joke matches sometimes, but I find that when they kind of insult the audience, and you go to see a wrestling match to essentially, it's fake, but you still want them to think it's real or them to pretend it's real. And when they don't, it kind of ruins it for me. Maybe it's just me. Then we get a women's match, and it's Mayu Iwatani, who I've never heard of, but I should have because she's very good, versus Diana Perazzo, who I've seen on NXT in the past, and I've also seen in interviews and stuff like that. I wrote there was a very quick, clean promo from Diana at the beginning of the match, and then it went into a really good technical wrestling match. I liked a lot of this match. This was actually it was my favorite match of the night, by far. Perazzo puts an armbar on the outside on Mayu Iwatani, and she holds it for about 5 seconds, and the announcers are going, why didn't she just hold it longer? She had 20 seconds to do it. And I was like, that's a very logical thing for an announcer to say. I liked it. Eventually, Perazzo hits a wheelbarrow suplex and then 2 Germans after that. And they were slowly delivered, but I kind of liked that it took her a lot more effort and she was tired and whatnot. But then Iwatani hit Perazzo with a dragon suplex, and those always look cool. Eventually, there's an armbar by Perazzo, and that is her finisher. That happens within the ring, but Mayu gets to the ropes to break it up. Then Iwatani hits a bunch of really hard-looking kicks to the head to a down Perazzo, and then does a dragon suplex into a bridge for a really nice-looking finish and a win. Like I said, I liked everything about this match. It was great. This Iwatani, I would love to see her in more matches. I'm a WWE guy, so I'd like to see her in WWE, but I'm realistic about that one. Then there's a string of promos for the Supercard of Honor, and I just wrote that the quality of these promos in terms of just the production was very low. It had this weird cowboy country western background music, which wasn't very good. It sounded like generic I found this free on the internet music. And then the camera work was shaky cam, where it felt like it was almost filmed on phone cameras, which WWE's been doing, and I hate that too, but not quite as badly as this one, because this felt like it was trying to be better. So then Cody Rhodes comes out, or Cody, excuse me, and he says that Bullet Club is fine and that it's his. He says that Omega is essentially carried by all his opponents. He said, name me a memorable match he's had without Okada or Jericho, bona fide superstars. He says that he's that underground band that you swear to everybody is great. It's false, but it's kind of interesting that he goes that route. He also says that Omega called Cody out for being a reject of the WWE, but he says, but Omega was a reject of WWE's kind of minor leagues, developmental league. So I thought that was a good comment. He also accuses Omega of putting his hands on his wife. At that point, Omega's music hits, and he interrupts the promo, comes into the ring, carrying a bear's head. There is apparently a story to this, but I don't know it. He says that if Cody's going to talk about the Bullet Club, he might as well talk to the leader of the Bullet Club first, referring to himself. And then he says that Brandy Rhodes forced herself onto him. And he says that it wasn't the first time that they kissed. And he said that Cody should be worried because it seems like Brandy lingered there a little longer than she probably should have, and probably wants to do it again. This prompts Cody to kind of attack him, and then the Bullet Club jumps into the ring, each kind of trying to separate the guys based on allegiances a little bit and whatnot, and that's basically the end of the show. Just a 1 hour show, a welcome relief in a sea of wrestling that I've been watching. I need to learn these names more. I need to kind of get a little more familiar with the product. I will say that I used to hear kind of nightmares about the production value of Ring of Honor, and I thought that the production value on this, except for the little bit of promos there, was fine. It was completely acceptable. The lighting was good. I wish they went with a different wrestling mat. I thought the wrestling mat being all black and going into the black kind of carpet looked a little cheap. I wish the mat would be maybe like a dark gray and then you'd have the black or something like that. Just a little bit of contrast would be nice. I thought the announcing was pretty good throughout. Really like Cabana and is it Rakamani? I should have written it better. My handwriting's kind of getting rough. But yeah, I thought they were both fine, but really like Cabana. The only piece of this whole thing that I really hated was the cheeseburger match. And I'm sure some people love it, but I just didn't. It wasn't for me. So yeah, I enjoyed watching Ring of Honor. My first time ever. I would say the show was a solid... that women's match was really good. I'm going to go ahead and say it was 7.5 out of 10. All right, thanks for watching. I will keep doing these for a while, I think. Next review should be probably 205 Live. And I believe NXT will be tomorrow, and then Impact after that. And I'll be back next week with another Ring of Honor. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.